Okay, so I'm here with Corey Archard, and so I'd like to thank you for your time and doing this quick interview with me. And I've got three quick questions. The first is, why do you think it's important to be nurturing your candidate database, your candidate pipelines?
Yeah, for me, seeing a bit of first-hand experience working with WPP, the most effective way of actually driving engagement and actually moving people through a pipeline, getting people engaged with your brand and the people who have actually already interacted with you. So actually understanding who those people are, actually how to deepen those relationships with them, how to drive potential candidates from a stage of engagement to application. That for me is pretty important when you know the types of people that you've got already are interested in your brand, and that's it's really utilizing your total addressable market and being able to get in front of them at the right point at the right time with the right types of content to be able to filter them through to get them to a point of application where they're interested.
Yeah, and WPP, for example, you're working with an extremely competitive hiring environment. So
yeah,
anything that you can do to really stand out and nurture those relationships where you're hiring people in digital and paid media and things like that, I guess, is really vital.
Yeah, correct. I mean, we're in an extremely competitive environment, not just within the people within the digital space, but we're equally competing with the advisory firms in the Big Four as well. So actually having share of mind and having presence of mind with the types of individuals that apply for both our types of roles and the people that apply for those more kind of professional service type roles. That's hugely important, and nurturing that pipeline literally from the stage of engagement through to application and the different stages along that funnel. Really important, and being able to drive that kind of net result in terms of application to hire.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm kind of smiling at that at one thing you just said there, which is I guess the people who are happy to wear, the people who want to wear jeans and a t-shirt, they're probably more interested in a WPP, and the people who want to wear a suit and a tie can go and work for Deloitte.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
So what's attracted you to the opportunity to invest in Candidate.ID?
I think it comes from sort of first-hand experience. It's actually understanding what the challenges are of getting people into your talent pipeline and getting them to apply, getting them from engagement to application. Seeing that firsthand and what a unique product that Candidate.ID is within the market to enable you to do that. That for me was the biggest interest. It's from almost from a geeky, techie point of view. I'm massively interested in the product, and Adam, I've followed your journey, as you know, for the last couple of years, and see the sort of growth and the potential and the types of companies that you guys are attracting now. That for me was hugely exciting when you opened up the round of investment.
So it never used to be cool. When I was growing up in the 80s, it definitely wasn't cool to really love technology. But if you don't know all about technology today, then you're falling behind. So things have really changed.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to anything that we go on about sort of ATSs and CRMs where you've got this ability to be able to outreach and do things like that. But Candidate.ID is a completely different space. It's unique in its own right, and being able to manage those talent pipelines effectively and be able to engage and actually nurture high quality talent in terms of deep relationships and drive those potential applicants forward. There's nothing else that's really out there in my mind that's like that. So that for me was hugely exciting from just a tech perspective, where you guys intersect in that marketplace versus, I suppose, what already exists out there and what I know and what I've used historically, not just places like WPP, but other roles that I've had as well.
Yeah. Okay. Third question, I guess, is just more generally, what are the things that are most kind of important to you outside of talent nurture? What are the other things that are most important to you when it comes to talent acquisition today?
I think it's candidate experience, in my view, and you could dissect that in two ways. I think candidate experience and applicant experience. So candidate experience, actually physically getting someone to the point of making an application. What does that look like? How do you treat that individual? What's your brand and what's your story say about you? And how do you physically as a recruiter or as a talent acquisition professional, how do you interact with that individual? And then the applicant experience, when you actually physically got them at a point of making an application, what do you do with that application? How does it filter through? How do you get someone from the point of being an applicant to physically being a hire? That for me, I think is something that as talent acquisition, we've got a real responsibility towards. Our responsibility ultimately to our business is to attract the right people, but I think we've got a greater responsibility in actually nurturing and growing a talent pipeline to be able to feed into that, but importantly, making sure that everyone has the same and consistent experience along the way.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And, that's an area of recruitment that I really love as well. I love all of the areas that are about the human interactions and the different touch points which get people to go, yes, I'm going to do that, or no, I'm not going to do that. And how they can become progressively more inspired at each point. So it's an area that I really want to personally focus on in the future. And I'm glad that's one that you've picked up on.
Yeah, correct. I think, for us, we've, particularly at Group and WPP, we've noticed that we've got to sort of find our market as everyone, quite literally. And, having that candidate experience and having the applicant experience completely on point is absolutely critical to us being able to retain that person's interest in our business, or else they'll go to one of our competitors or they'll go to one of the advisory firms.
Yeah.
So really, really vital that we get those two pieces on point.
Great. Well, look, thanks so much for taking a couple of minutes to talk to me about these issues. And I look forward to catching up with you very soon, Corey.
More than welcome. Cheers, Adam.
Cheers.